Okay, so I am a big proponent of changing scenery. Uh, Changing scenery gives you a fresh start. You going from an expensive city, moving to someplace like Seattle, hell, someplace like Houston, Dallas. You know, yes, I am all for changing cities because there is something to be said for a fresh start, and you can always go back. So one of the tricks I used to use is I would work for a company or an organization that had locations where I wanted to go. And see, it's one thing to try to move from Houston to Dallas on your own, or from Dallas to New York on your own. But it's another thing to take a promotion or with the company and then move because you got a job already waiting for you. So think about that. If you start a job and you're working someplace, work on making sure this goes right, and then look on the map and say, where does this
Yeah.
company or where does this company have locations that I may want to move to, even if it's back to SoCal or if it's up to maybe Seattle or something, and look at it because, like you said, dude, you can always move back. But I'm always a big fan of trying a new location. When you're in corporate America, I believe in you making as much money and getting as much knowledge from that company. Take advantage of all their trainings, all their opportunities, their employee assistance line. Use every resource they have. If you're in the widget department, go to the Slurpee department. Learn how to make Slurpees. If you're in the Slurpee department, go over to the fry department. Learn the whole goddamn thing, like Nagone and I were talking about. And then look at where that company is and see do they have a location in somewhere else. I wasn't working in a company and I thought I was going to be going to LA or San Francisco. I took 3 scouting trips to San Francisco and 1 to LA. New York was never a city I wanted to move to. Didn't know anything about it. Those 2 cities fell through. I was at work on a Friday. My CEO said, "Are you still relocatable?" Of course. Said the plane ticket's waiting for you at the airport. I flew up on a Friday. They wined and dined me over the weekend. Monday morning, 8 p.m., they offered me the job. Wednesday morning at 8 p.m., I'm living out of a suitcase at a hotel. I moved in under a week. And it was the best experience I ever had. I'd never seen New York City before, never visited. Thought the women were probably ugly, it's cold. And boy, that was the first city I ever felt like I belonged in New York City. Folks were shocked when I'd say, "What part of the city are you from?" And I told them I'm from Oklahoma. But prior to then, I'd only lived in Texas. That's how life works. Take advantage of these opportunities. Somebody asked a question about would I recommend dipping into your IRA when relocating to a new city. What I recommend is if you can get a company to pay, you want somebody else to pay for it. So the best thing is to get another company to pay for it, even part of it. However, let's say you're living in a city like Muskogee, Oklahoma, and you're going to a city like Austin, Texas. Yes, get the fuck out. The money you take out of your IRA will be greatly, you will counterbalance that with the reduced cost of living. Let me tell you what I mean by cost of living. A lot of people say Muskogee is cheaper to live in. It's only 82% of the national cost of living. Yeah. But if you want to go to a concert, you got to leave. You want to go to a restaurant that's not Red Lobster, you got to leave. The cost of living to me is not how much housing is. The cost of living is how much I have to leave or go other places to do things. That's the cost. It costs to live in a city that's a sleepy town. A lot of places are great places to be happily and successfully married. Though, like the suburbs, it is horrible to be single in the suburbs. So yes, getting into your IRA to get a better quality of living, because you guess what? You'll start to level out the cost. That's why you see the show Friends and people had roommates because New York City was so expensive.